morning and welcome to Healthy Hibernation in Ontario. Today is day 11 and I have 3 health hacks for you. The first one is the biological and it's about gut health. So in our gut, the same as in our heart and in our mind, we have neurotransmitters like serotonin, for example. And to boost our gut health, we would take something like a probiotic. So before you do something like that, check in with your doctor to make sure it's okay for you. But a probiotic can really help you to improve the condition of your gut. As well, you can do things like take a probiotic drink or drink apple cider vinegar. These are things that help to cut down on inflammation and just promote well-being from the gut to your whole body and to your mind. So something to look into. And the second is the psychological hack, which is the concept of radical acceptance. So 2 books I would recommend on this concept. Michael Singer wrote a book called The Surrender Experiment, which is all about radical acceptance. And Tara Brach wrote a book called Radical Acceptance, and it's also a fantastic read. So I encourage you to look into those books if you're interested in learning more about radical acceptance. And radical acceptance is really just about this idea of accepting what is, and accepting that it's painful when something like a pandemic happens. It's a trauma that affects us all and can, and deserves our grief, right? Things have changed. But on the other hand, we don't have to choose to continue to suffer as a result. So pain is inevitable, it's out of our control, but suffering is an option. So once we accept, we can begin the healing process. So this idea of grieving what once was and accepting that that the world is changing and it's time for us to adapt and adjust and maybe have some opportunity to participate in post-traumatic growth as opposed to, post-traumatic stress. So it's a choice. The suffering is a choice. So that's the idea, radical acceptance. I encourage you to look into it. It also is related to the social hack today, which is this idea of collective resilience. And resilience is your ability to bounce back from adverse or difficult or traumatic situations. And we often talk about resilience from an individual perspective, but resilience can also be a collective thing. So when trauma happens to an entire community or society or to the globe, we have the opportunity to accept it, to get real about it, to understand that it is what it is, and then start to adapt and adjust and start to recognize what our strengths are and what our capacity is to contribute to change and to be a part of the evolution of society. So while we're radically accepting, we can also at the same time choose to be resilient and contribute to the greater good, which is, the problem solving and the ideas and the change movement that's happening in response to this traumatic event. So the social is collective resilience, the psychological is radical acceptance, and the biological is gut health. So those are the 3 health hacks for you today. I hope they're helpful to you and you have a great day. So we'll see you tomorrow.